Are you ready to learn some C++? Alright, so in this video I'd like to talk about variables, how to declare them, how to define them, and how to display their values. I'm going to be talking about three basic data types in C++, the character, the integer, and the floating point, okay? So this is a very basic tutorial, and we'll be covering just how to do things in a very simple way. Let's first start with my file I have here, basicdatatypes.cpp. That's my file. Just a review of the basic structure of a C++ program. First, we have the include statements, # include space, and we have the name of the header file within these brackets. In this case, it's the IO stream. IO stream allows us to have input and output functionality via cout, for example. So that's why I need to include it. And then we have using namespace std, and that's a statement just for convenience. If I didn't have using namespace std, every time I had a cout, for example, I'd have to write std : cout, and I don't want to type that for every time I have such a statement, so I put using namespace standard std there. Okay, and then we have the main function here. This is where everything starts. The program starts in the main function. Program ends in the main function with the return 0 statement. 0 meaning success. Okay, and just a reminder, the main function starts with int followed by main and parentheses, and we have these curly braces here, and don't forget to close it, and within these curly braces we have the contents of the function. Okay, let's talk about variables. So what are variables? Pretty much variables are used to store data. So there are several data types in C++, and the most basic ones are the char for character, the int for integers, and the float for floating point or decimal numbers. So in C++, first you have to declare the variable. You have to say what type of data that variable is going to be. In other programming languages, you don't have to declare it. You can just start using variables right away without specifying the type. But in C++, you have to. So first declare the variable. And the way the variables are declared is first you say the type followed by the name of the variable. Now the name of the variable could be anything you'd like, as long as it follows the standard naming for C++, which I'm not gonna talk about here, but you can Google that. Just make sure your variable names doesn't violate the standards. So let's see how to declare first a character variable. So characters are just single characters. For example, A or B or C and so on. So first I say char space and the name of the variable. I'm going to call it my character, okay? And don't forget to close the statement with a semicolon. In C++, every C++ statement needs to end with a semicolon. And this is a declaration of my character, a variable of type char. Now I can store a single character within my character. Okay? Now let's see how to declare an int variable. First say int space and the variable name, my integer, and with a semicolon. And that declares a variable called my integer of type int. I can store any integer number like 1 or 2 and so on. No decimals here, okay? Decimal number come with floating point numbers. So let's declare a float variable named my floating point. Don't forget the semicolon. Now we can store values like 3.45 within floating point, my floating point. Okay, after declaring the variables, we can store values by using the definition operation. We have to define the variables. So to define the variables, we use the assignment operator, which is just the equal sign. So First, you have to have the variable name on the left-hand side. And in this case, let's set the value of my character to B. So say my character space equals sign space the character, the single character, which is B. Now, C++ single characters have to be enclosed with a single quote, okay? That indicates it's a single character. So you have to have the single quotes enclosing the single character. So that way the compiler knows you're referring to a single character. And don't forget to end with a semicolon, okay? And that what we'll do is we'll store single character B in the variable my character. Okay, now let's set my integer to the value 12. So my integer space equals sign space 12. That's an assignment operator. You're assigning 12 to the variable my integer. Don't forget to end the statement with a semicolon. Now, semicolon is very important. Many errors may arise if you forget to include a semicolon. Now let's assign the value 3.45 to the variable my floating point. So how do we do it? Yeah, that's right. Say the variable name followed by the assignment operator, which is just the equal sign, and the value 3.45 and the statement of a semicolon. Okay, now we have all our variables set up. And now how do we display their values? Well, you can just use the cout statement. And let's take a look right here. So you say cout insertion and the variable name. And that will display whatever is stored in my character in the screen using cout. And we just added an and L to break a line right here. So, and then we followed by displaying the value of the variable my integer. Just say cout insertion my integer, the variable name. Whatever is stored in my integer will be displayed using cout, okay? And then you break a line, insertion, and L, finish the statement with semicolon. And then finally, if you want to display my floating point, the value within my floating point, you say cout insertion variable name, which is my floating point. And let's break a line and finish the statement. And that will display whatever's stored in my floating point in onto the screen. Okay, let's see how it will turn out. Let's compile. I use G++. The executable file is a.out. And there it is. Here's hello, welcome to my program. That's just a cout statement displaying a normal message. And we have the value stored in my character, which is B, followed by a line break, and the value stored in my integer, which is 12, followed by a line break, and the value stored in my floating point, which is 3.45. And we have a message here just saying this is the end of the program. So it behaved just like we wanted it to be. All right. So that's the basic thing. That's basically how you declare, then define, then display the contents of a variable in C++. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.